Okay, so we are Group Project Hotel, and our project was Ring Around the World. So the Cambridge Ring is an existing system for Cambridge Lab alumni, and our brief was to modify this to allow you to search by location as well. So let's take an example. Here is Alex, and he's going on a trip to the Gherkin. So how do we add this to the system? Well, most of it is probably as you'd expect. You type in a location and a date range. And here you can see we're using the Google Maps API to provide a nice user interface, and it will also go away and find the address for us. And perhaps a little more interesting is that we can select who can actually see the trip. So you can define your own user groups. And in this case, only people who graduated in 2003 will be able to see this trip. So let's say he adds the trip and I decide to search. So I'm going to a nearby location in London. And I say, okay, I'm quite lazy. I'll just search in a 1 mile radius on the 11th of March. And you'll also notice this little checkbox that says include home addresses. So in the same way that you can add trips, you can also add your own home address. And in the same way that you can only let certain people see your trips, you can choose to only let certain people see your home address. So, lo and behold, I get him, because we're just going to pretend that I did graduate in 2003. And at this point, we have two choices. We can block him, in which case, from his point of view, I don't exist. I completely disappear from the system. Alternatively, I can hit add friend, and this will send off a little message to him saying, please be my friend. And at that point, he can decide he hates me and block me, or he might decide I'm just a bit annoying and ignore me, or if I'm really lucky, he might decide to exchange contact details with me, which means that I can see whatever contact details he's put on and vice versa. That would be MSN, Skype, mobile phone numbers, whatever. So on the trip search page, there was one little checkbox I didn't really talk about, and that's the one that says, notify me if these search results change. So what this does is that if you've got a trip in the future, you don't want to keep on searching to see if someone else is going to be nearby. So in this case, I'm searching for Adam Brooks and checking to see if anyone's been hospitalized due to norovirus. And so anytime someone goes within that radius, I'll get an email saying, hey, you result. And this just saves time from having to do that over and over again. So how do we get stuff done? In our first week of development, we decided we had to get the core of the system working. So because we were writing in Java, this meant getting the Tomcat server up and running. And we also used a library called Hibernate to abstract away the database. So we're actually using MySQL, but we don't really need to write any SQL in our system, because Hibernate allows us to go between Java classes and SQL tables, and Java types and SQL types. And so it means that it takes away a whole load of headaches. It introduces a few more headaches, but hopefully those are small headaches. To actually generate the content, our controllers output in XML, and so this contains just the business logic of what we want to say. We then use a transform written in XSLT to output the final HTML. And the real advantage here is that you get a clear separation between your logic and your presentation. The downside is that you do get some duplication, but it's something we can live with and it's fairly minimal. After we got those core components working, we decided to split things up by page in the system. So we could have said that someone did the JavaScript, someone did the controllers, someone did the database, and so on. But we decided this was a bad idea, because in each of these pages, you've got to define very specific interfaces in advance if you want to do it in this way. And this could have been quite constraining. You couldn't have known in advance what methods you wanted, or exactly how you wanted the page to be laid out. So we found it worked better just to split up by page. And to keep in touch with each other, we made sure we had regular meetings. So every week we held a retrospective, which is where we could say what had gone well, what had gone badly, what was puzzling us, and how to fix all these things. So, between these meetings, just so that we get in touch with each other, make sure we were all making progress and that no one was stuck, we also had little catch-up sessions. And I think these really helped just so that everyone knew where everyone was. And we also found in all of these meetings that just using a whiteboard really helps to collaborate. And it also turns out that people like food. So, was it a success? Yes! We achieved all of our desired functionality. Everything works as we expected. It doesn't look that nice, but that's something which can definitely be improved upon. And it works. And arguably more importantly, we work as a team. We all still get along, we don't hate each other, and we're all still reasonably sane. Like,